Right, people, this is how I made 720, recovering one of my combines. So if you didn't know, we just took our most recent payout. We had it all, and then we lost everything. So I was $20 away from drawdown. Well, from losing this account. As you can see, all of these, I've just fucking, well, they're closed accounts. They are all gone. All four of them. Now $20 left of this one. I got it back to plus 220. Giving us a little bit of leeway for a good trade. So it set us up perfectly for this. Coming into the day, what are we doing? We are actually reacting off of this hourly fair value gap. So you might think, why did I take longs? Why did I take longs? I'll explain to you in a little bit. So we had this here, and then we also had an SMT off of these highs inside of the gap that was at the time. So we had an SMT inside of an hourly with a 79% extension sweep of the leg. You might think, why the blood clot? Oh, we didn't touch 79. Okay, my mistake. You might think, why did I go long? Well, I will show you. Same market goes up, market goes down. And for a little scalp, this was actually a pretty good setup. The only thing we didn't have was an external SMT, but I'm slightly tweaking my model so that I don't necessarily need it for an entry. Let's have a look. So, market opens. As soon as market opens, it manipulates into somewhere. It needs to get money, it needs to get liquidity from somewhere, right? So we manipulate down. I thought we were bearish anyway. I still think we are bearish. I thought we were bearish. So when I see that market opens and just digs, I know that that's one, not going to hold, two, not sustainable. So we need to see some sort of move back up to recalibrate it, at least to the 0.5 of the leg, right? We had this bearish 5 minute, it got inversed, means we're sort of just disrespecting any gap we find. We are respecting this bearish one. Anyway, doesn't matter. So market comes down, market opens, just drops like 90 points. Comes down, hits into this premium. This is a premium 5 minute gap alongside 79% extension. We don't quite hit 79% extension on NQ by like a point, right? So we start making a leg back up. We come back down, sweep 79% extension, get an internal SMT. We don't get an internal SMT. Okay, yeah. So when there's not an SMT present, it just shows that there's a divergence, right? That the market's sort of not making up its mind as to what it's doing. So it doesn't necessarily mean that's going to control where the market moves. So our sort of main confluences are 79% extension in a gap, inverse gap coming out of it shows that there's momentum to go the other way, if that makes sense. So we came down, swept sell side, manipulated, tapped the 79% extension on that sweep down, immediately got a doji candle and a very bullish candle coming back up. Now, I actually took this for just a 1 to 2, our standard risk management rules. Could have held it for 90 points, pretty crazy. But I was happy with this. My piece of the pie. So market comes down, hits premium 5 minute gap alongside 79% extension, makes a leg up, comes back down, sweeps 79% extension, sweeps sell side, manipulates that, and then we proceed to get an instant 1 minute IFVG. Now, there was a 30-second IFVG here. Why did I not enter on this one? And it was because we hadn't swept sell side. There was no manipulation around it. It was just we came down and we started making a move up. And there was no sell side sweep. We didn't actually hit the fib level. So in times like that, sometimes you can miscalculate it, but often enough, it just hasn't been hit yet. Hasn't been, there. Sell side needs to get swept. Some sort of manipulation to generate that market, generate the money to have it move that way. So that's what I waited for. That's what happened. So we took our draw eval from 47.90, which I was like, how was it not gone, to 48.69? So still 1.3k off of being break even, but it's better than spending real money resetting it, isn't it? So you'll have to wait and see what happens here. We are forming low resistance liquidity inside of a bearish 5 minute to continue us lower, but we just keep hitting gaps. This week, I haven't been able to come up with a good bias. I was very fortunate to get that trade and get it in time. Like I said, could have held it. I'm gonna start like trailing for a 1 to 3 now, because this in the same candle would have gone an extra 25 points. So just something to think about. But yeah, we've now manipulated into we completely inversed a bearish gap, but we are at 79% inside of a premium 15-minute with an external SMT. Looks like we're gonna inverse the 5. So what are we doing now? I don't know. If I hadn't taken that trade, it probably would just be a good idea to get out of the market, because you could take this, which we're going to inverse, but it would be like 100-point stop. Like, that is a big trade. That is a very, very big trade. Like, if you risk 5 micros, you're risking 2 grand. That's ridiculous. But we probably will see some sort of upside. I don't know. I wanted to be bullish because, like, high time frame, we are bullish. We're rejecting out this 4 hour, but then we had this 4 hour here and the SMT inside of the premium 1 hour, which was why I thought we were going to be bullish. We just tend to, I don't know what it is recently. The same thing that made me lose all these accounts. I just don't know. Something feels different. I'm not sure what it is, but stuck to our risk, stuck to our rules. And it paid off today. So that's me for the week. Can't trade tomorrow, bank holiday Friday. So I'll see you all Monday. In the time being, I am going to be back testing as and when I can. Little 10-minute mail, 5-day free trial of FX Replay Premium. Good stuff. Yeah, we're just ripping up now. So we'll see what happens. But got my piece of the pie. W on the day. Yeah, kind of. I mean, we're still in drawdown, but realistically, does it matter? Nothing does. So anyway, I'll see you all later.